The sculpture is already complete within the marble block. I just have to chisel away all the superfluous material. Now, that is a quote attributed to Michelangelo, which this video is inspired by, as we're going to talk about Venus entering Virgo and immediately meeting and interacting with the South Node and also with Chiron in Taurus. Because Virgo, oftentimes we have this archetype of Virgo seeking perfection, but perhaps Virgo right now with the South Node is also about understanding true refinement. And hi everyone, I'm Amia from Resonance Astrology. We are going to dive deep into the archetype today of Venus entering the sign of Virgo and really what this means. So if you enjoy this, feel free to leave a like on this channel and subscribe, because this is something we often do on here. And by the way, this will also impact you the most if you have any placements across the mutable signs, so Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini, or Pisces around the 0 to 5 degree mark. This is going to impact you the most. So let me know in the comments down below if you have these placements, and I might be able to give you a bit more insight. This will obviously also affect you more deeply if you do have Venus natally in the sign of Virgo, as this is going to be part of your Venus return. So I do think that we tend to think of refinement about adding things, right? We think, especially with Virgo, about adding another routine, another method, another concept, another thing trying to fix, another supplement, another this, another that to improve our life. But what if refinement sometimes looks like subtraction, not addition? And Venus, again, immediately interacts with that South Node. So instead of falling into the rabbit hole of improvement, and especially self-improvement, right? Like Virgo is kind of big on self-improvement. What if we are being invited to notice what no longer belongs and what can be chiseled away, right? I think this is really beautiful because there is something about a revealment that is happening here. And the South Node also, by essence, is about subtraction. The South Node in astrology, in the most simple terms that I can display it or say it, is about, wait, now I'm missing the word. Amazing. I'm missing the word that I wanted to say. Like it was just here and it immediately left my head. If the North Node is about upward, downward. What is the word? I'm missing the word. Mercury's retrograde. Why am I missing the word? The word has been chiseled away in and of itself. Oh, decrease. Okay, guys. Amazing. Thank you for sticking around. Bye. So the South Node is about decrease because the North Node is about increasing things. And so whenever a planet is hovering around the South Node, or the South Node is hovering around a planet, it's impacting that planet in a way where it is, turning it down a notch. And so the usual Venus and Virgo shenanigans around, I need to immediately improve and fixate my life and landing in analysis paralysis about all the things that I should be doing, all the to-dos I got to be checking off my to-do list. Now we're being asked, what if that can fall away? What if that can be subtracted? What if that can be decreased in our own lives? And then Venus also forms a trine to Chiron and Taurus. And they also interact, Chiron and Taurus, and the nodes also are interacting right now as well. And so if the South Node, removes what no longer belongs, then what remains is the question. And so maybe the invitation isn't to become a better version of yourself. Maybe it's to notice that becoming visible once everything unnecessary falls away is already enough, or is already, right? We still have Jupiter in Leo as well. So I do think a lot of this is about realizing that the essence, that the core, the statue, the metaphorical statue of you is already perfect as it is. Like there's no need to add more things, no need to put on more makeup, no need to, completely upgrade your closet. Like what do you already have? What do you already have? So many times, and this is like a big teaching in a lot of spiritual religions, Because we always seek this external validation, and this is really about that internal validation. Because we always believe that, oh, if I only have this, then this will fix my life. If I only, again, take this supplement, take this food, and I'm being like very Virgo about it right now, then everything is going to be okay. But what if in that moment right now, everything that you need right now is already available to you? What if instead of buying more books, I know I'm going to call some of you out right now, but what if instead of buying new books, you instead trust that the books you have at home lying around that you should be reading instead of buying new ones already have the information that you're seeking, and it's not going to be found in another book purchase. Apply this to any other metaphor in your life. You probably already have a lot of resources around you, but you're not noticing them because you're focused on the external validation and thinking that if I just add one more thing, it's gonna fix my life. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes I don't have anything against supplements. I'm taking my own supplements and they're very extremely helpful and useful. But that's because I got to the essence through naturopathic therapy and everything to realize, okay, what is it that I actually need? Do I actually need the whole package, or do I just need like vitamin B12 and iron or maybe vitamin C instead of taking this one pill that's going to fix everything? Maybe you don't need all the other extra things. What about subtraction? What needs to fall away in your life? Because life has a way of chiseling us anyways, of carving us all the freaking time. So the question is really more like, can we trust what is being revealed through this process? And perhaps this Venus South Node meeting and also the infusion with Chiron is asking us to trust that something essential can emerge through subtraction. Not by adding more, but by subtracting. I think that's a very interesting reflection that I've been having with this quote. Because again, there's every time that I go out in nature, I realize just how abundant I already am. And there's this notion, and it comes a lot from internalized capitalism, and that's very real. Like I'm not negating that fact. There's a lot of, the wounds of Chiron that show up, they're very real. They're not like, we're not trying to spiritually bypass here that you might not be overly obsessive or compulsive about these things. Like they're real. We're not trying to bypass that. We're just trying to remember, okay, what if maybe that is not the problem? Like the wounds are real, but maybe they don't mean that we are flawed, right? Like that's Jupiter and Leo chiming in as well. Like, hey, you're actually exactly perfect the way you are. And what if by revealing more of yourself, of your essence, of your core, is what you should be doing instead of adding more things, right? Like maybe it's not the hair that you need to change or the makeup that you need to invent. Honestly, the biggest manifestation secret out there is to just be the most you that you can be, because then you are literally in the flow of creating the exact life that is exactly perfectly meant for you. That is the karma and dharma of astrology and of your birth chart as well. Not adding more things, but revealing what is already there. What is the essence already in your birth chart that you already have, that you already embody? Like that's what we're kind of doing when I'm doing astrology sessions, or at least with the potential of astrology, as it doesn't have to be like that in every session. But we're kind of doing what Michelangelo is doing here, right? There is already a sculpture that is complete in the marble block, which is the birth chart. And so we're chiseling away all the superfluous material for you to realize that you are already perfectly fine as you are. And that actually... you're actually making your life harder by ignoring your essence, right? Carl Jung also talked about that so much. About the fact that it's really like by avoiding your fate, that's when you're making your life a lot harder. And I know we're about to also slowly but surely enter eclipse season where this is going to be very relevant. And it's also relevant, right? Because the South Node is involved here. And the South Node, also, like the nodes in general, they form the eclipses. So there is this energy of fatedness that sometimes feels involved. And that's why I'm also saying it, right? It's not something that you necessarily have to be doing right now, because life is going to be chiseling away at you anyways. Life is going to be carving you out anyways, regardless. And it's about realizing and trusting that what is revealed is already essential and great and perfect as it is. And I hope I'm not just looping around here and making this video longer than it needs to be. So I think I'm going to slowly come to a close here, because I think what needed to be said has already been said. And I hope you can work with this however you see fit. I'm wondering how it's showing up in your life, if you've already been feeling it. A lot of times, me and many other people that I know, we feel the transits a few days beforehand. This is why I'm also releasing this right now, already on Wednesday. Venus will only enter Virgo tomorrow evening, and then these transits in and of themselves are happening by Friday, but the energy is already here because Venus is like late degrees of Leo, so it's already started to interact with that South Node. And there's going to be a bunch of Leo energy afterwards that we're going to have to be working through. And so right now the focus is still on, where have I overcompensated? Where have I added more effort where I actually really didn't kind of need to add more effort? Like, where have I been sitting trying to perfect that statue and adding things instead of realizing, hey, it's actually already like I actually need to focus more on what is revealing itself to me, instead of trying to like figure out this whole process and then go in that. Like, in a very ironic way, we are being asked to step away from the mind and into the intuitive body. Because that part already knows. The gut, right? Linked to Virgo in medical astrology. And which is interesting because Mercury, like the other Mercury sign, Gemini, is linked to the mind. And so there is this mind-gut connection already visible very much in medical astrology since forever. So what is your gut telling you? Maybe there's no need to add more things, but eat more simple meals. Every time that I make the most simple meals, my life is great. I'm just focusing on the essence. No need to put in 10 millions of spices. Just good drizzle of olive oil and a sprinkle of lemon juice, and that's like my perfect seasoning. No offense to anyone that likes seasonings, by the way. But just, I do think there is a coming back to simplicity here. Especially also with Chiron and Taurus. That's trining, it's like really realizing, hey, it's actually that simple. But it's about doing it instead of analyzing things all the time and focusing on self-improvement and reading another self-help book and watching another self-help guru talk on YouTube and watching a podcast episode that just makes you feel like you're being productive. Just doing it. Just doing your bed every freaking morning, doing exercises a little bit every day, moving your body, eating healthy, drinking enough of water. It's actually kind of that simple. Like, it's annoyingly that simple. And if you would just focus on the essence of that, probably your life would improve much more. And you'd be much more at peace instead of overanalyzing when to take which supplement and which food, So, because stressing about your routines all the time, I know you're going to hate that I'm saying it, but is actually going to be more detrimental to your health than actually once in a while, with your full heart and amazing people around you, enjoying that goddamn cheeseburger, That's going to do more to your well-being than constantly overanalyzing all your routines and feeling like because you haven't worked out once, your life is going to fall apart. So this is really what's moving away here. And now I still yapped. So we're gonna come to a close. I hope this video was useful for you guys, and I'm wondering what are you chiseling away and what is being revealed for you? I'm curious to know, and if you found resonance in that Michelangelo quote, because for me it was just like, wow, that's just Venus and Virgo so much. So thank you guys for watching, for checking in. I wish you a lovely week ahead, and we're going to talk to each other very soon. Bye for now.